Hey everyone, Crazy Jimmy here, coming at you with another video. This one is going to be an Acid Archives video, and I wasn't going to do any more. I had done 25 of them, and certainly I can do many, many, many more, but I just, I want to start getting into like other parts of my collection, especially some of the more modern stuff like from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, but and even some of the 70s stuff that I haven't hit too much on. I've been showing a lot of like psych and alt country and cosmic country and cosmic rock, stuff like that, country rock. But and the Acid Archives submissions have been great, but I had to do one more because I got this album in and I'm just so excited about it. I've been wanting this album for a long time, and what really makes it cool is I heard that the artist that the demos were stolen from has finally found out about it and is aware of this album now. So today's submission is going to be a notorious and very, very uber rare tax scam LP under the name of Crystal Ball. And the title is It's Not Too Late, released in 1977 by Buck's Best Records, which is really just an affiliation of Album World, which is a mob-owned tax scam creation. I think I've gone into this quite a bit in prior videos. Certainly you can do some research on it. It's such a cool rabbit hole. It's such a cool rabbit hole to dive into for vinyl records. And if you're really getting bored with what you've been hearing and what you've got, and you want to try something completely different and off the rails, tax scam albums are where it's at. Yeah, there's some that really suck, and there's some that are really amazing. Just do your research and, listen to snips when you can and take a shot. I don't know how many tax scam albums I have, maybe 20. And I purchased probably about 25 of them in my lifetime, maybe 30. And I've kept roughly 20 of them. That just tells you that I have more hits than misses because I did my homework. There were times where I bought a tax scam album and it sucked. I didn't get to listen to the snips, or I didn't get to listen to more than one song, and I got it and only one song was good, and back and forth. So, but that is few and far between. There's more hits than misses for me because, and for you, because you're able to do a little research. Albums like Slowpoke was one of them that had like 2 or 3 snippets online. I listened to them, just amazing what I heard. Got the album, loved it. There's one there that it's uber rare, but it's really, really, really good. Slowpoke, tax scam album. And then, this one here, this whole album is available on YouTube. It was even available on iTunes for a while, which is kind of weird. But this whole album's available to listen to. And, I checked out every song on this album, and my God, in another world, this album would be an all-time classic. That's how good it is. And these are just demos. Just imagine if these got fleshed out the way the artist wanted them to. And I'll give you a little history on this artist because the book and most of what you'll read online, and of course the Acid Archives book, which I'm going to read out of, doesn't say that the artist is aware. And some articles even state that they don't know who it is. So we now know who it is. It's fairly recent. I think the gentleman found out like this year. But his name is behind this project is John Agostino, and he is he lives in Hollywood, I guess, and they call him the Hollywood composer. But you'd never know it by these songs here. I mean, this is like a miniature psych-folk masterpiece. I mean, it's so good. Apparently, this was released in 77, but he did the demos in 1973 and 1974. So more like early 70s demos. Shopped them around, never got picked up. Clearly got in the wrong hands, and then got released as Crystal Ball. It's Not Too Late. The song titles are all correct according to John. They used the song titles. They even gave him credit on the back, which is kind of rare. Usually they put fake song titles and someone else's name on there. Sometimes it'll be one of the guys involved with like Roulette Records or something, depending on what division they popped it under. This is Album World, but yeah, they used the guy's name in the back. I'm just surprised he didn't find out sooner than recently. Here's the label. I hope you enjoyed the snippet I played. Well, not a snippet. I played you a full song, and that is side B, track 4, called Mr. Sims. And you can just hear all the crazy effects in the song that probably make you scratch your head and say, geez, is that a mistake, or is there an issue with the record player? It sounds like scraping, but those are some of the like touches that John put in these demos. Now there's different touches throughout, but sometimes there's backwood guitars and loops and all kinds of little sounds that you scratch your head going, wow, that's cool. It kind of mixes things up. Who knows what he would have done if he got to record these proper. These are just demos, but they still sound phenomenal, as you heard. Vocals are amazing. His vocals are fantastic throughout. He double tracks and harmonizes throughout. The acoustic guitar, most of it is acoustic, but there is full band work here too. But the acoustic guitar is phenomenal. His melodies are phenomenal. His chord changes are excellent. Very memorable songs. There isn't a single bad song on here. And he actually there's one out of the 10 tracks, there's one he didn't write, and that's Martha My Dear by the Beatles. He was a big Beatles fan. He covered Martha My Dear, which is actually a really good cover. He did a good job with it. The other tracks he wrote all himself are just phenomenal. Very memorable. I would call this a top 5 tax scam release in my mind, in my opinion. So it's right up there with some of the others that I've talked about. Obviously Stonewall is in there. Stonewall's fantastic. I would love to own an original of that, which I don't have. Of course, my friend, God, I'm losing my train of thought, but there's Older and Clark, which is another great tax scam album that I think I've shown you in prior videos as well. There's also my friend Mr. Goldman, who had 2 taken from him, one released as Gold Sweethearts, and another one under the name Almost Famous. So that's Richard Goldman, who I'd love to have on here. I want to interview at some point. Was hoping to do it this year, but it might be next year. But anyways, Crystal Ball, man, John Agostino, just so good. You can tell just by the song I played how good it is. Page 80 right here. He's got takes up like a quarter page here. Reviewed by Aaron AM. So Crystal Ball, It's Not Too Late. Buck's Best, Album World. Tax Scam clearly. I'm going to attempt this without my glasses. Here's one of the rarest, in parentheses, only 3 known copies. Now, there's been more to surface since this has been written, but there have not been many copies of this that have gone around. You can go on Pop Psych and you can look on Discogs. I think it says 16 or 17 own it on Discogs, which means probably like 5 own it. And then how many have been sold on Pop Psych, which is what, eBay auctions and stuff. So not many there. I think there was like 6 or 7 in the last 10 years, something along that line. But he's saying 3 have surfaced. I think more than 3 have surfaced since the writing of this, but it's not more than 20, I'll tell you that. So I think this is one of them that it didn't even hit the cutout bins. Like you'll see a lot of tax scam albums with cut off corners and stuff, or saw cuts. This has no cutouts at all, which tells me, and I've never seen a cutout on this album. Every one of them I've seen online, on Pop Psych and pictures of them. I don't see any cutouts. I think I saw one, which tells me they didn't get in the hands of any retailers who tried to sell them off at 99 cents a pop. They just got destroyed. So that's probably why there aren't many of them out there, which is such a shame. Here's one of the rarest and most distinctly psychedelic of the tax scam records, and I have to agree with that. It's very psychedelic. One that, if it were better known, would be a major collectible. It's probably the most significant and fascinating record released by the slippery folks at Album World. The songs were written by John Agostino and have a wasted acid folk vibe. Most are just acoustic guitar and vocals, with a few embellishments, a second guitar, bongos, and or production tricks. A few including a weird short version of Martha My Dear, which sounds like nothing else on the record, have a full band. But the acoustic ones sound quite full because of the eerie harmonies, phasing effects, heavy reverb, and freaky minor key West Coast vibe. Spot on there. Can This Be True has backward slide guitar, and Mr. Sims is packed with bizarre, disorienting sound effects. The acoustic songs remind me of the fake Beatle outtake Peace of Mind. It's certainly possible, given the tax scam MO, that these songs are unfinished demos, which I know they are now. Two have abrupt, choppy endings, and two others fade out unexpectedly. But they do sound purposeful, and there's no question they're the product of a consistent-minded songwriter with some kind of off-kilter vision. This is the kind of record that could freak you out on a dark night. It's strange and powerful. A download-only version has showed up for sale on the internet sites titled Rock Masters, with no credits other than band name and song titles. How and why someone chose to try to sell it that way is as mysterious as the original LP. Well, now we know it's not that mysterious. We know who's behind it. We know what year it was written. We know their demos. We know all about, well, you can learn all about John Agostino online. It's the only thing that he did at that time period that's been released like this. Of course, he's composed and written other songs, but nothing to the magnitude of this. Acid, folk, psych, just phenomenal. I cannot recommend this enough. Yes, you're going to pay for it if you find it, but I recommend you pay for it. I don't think it'll ever get reissued like Stonewall did, and like some others did. It's just too obscure, but at the end of the day, that's fine. It's online if you want to listen to it that way, but if you're a record collector like me, and you want to have, and you're a huge acid psych fan, you have to, this belongs in your collection. You've got to find one. I think there's one online now. The guy's asking for a ridiculous price. I shouldn't say a ridiculous price based on how many have come around. He's actually probably pretty cheap, but I think he's asking like $450 for it. To me, this is a $2,000 record, if you ask me. I mean, that's just how good it is. So I don't know, just my opinion on that. Anyways, Crystal Ball, it's not too late. Don't hesitate. But that's it for Acid Archives number 26 from Crazy Jimmy. Appreciate you guys watching. As always, please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. Please comment. Please check out the snips on this, beyond what I played you, Mr. Sims. And let me know what you think of this album after you listen to it and how badly you want to find it now. All right. Thanks for watching.